You ever get that feeling like every time you come back from break, like a bell should ring? It's like another round. You know, it just keeps coming. The Speaker of the House fired this shot at the president today.
Tomorrow, come here tomorrow. We're going to be talking about the 25th Amendment.
The 25th Amendment. Look, I think this is very unlikely. Not that they won't talk about it, but just read the 25th Amendment. Even if the president didn't object to being removed from power, it would still take the vice president and a majority of the executive officers, the cabinet, or the vice president and a body established by Congress, which is bicameral, right? Two houses, not just the House. And that body doesn't exist. But what does this mean? Why is this productive? Congressman Jamie Raskin of Maryland, friend of show, wants to create that group, the aforementioned group from the 25th Amendment, co-sponsor with Pelosi. Congressman, welcome back to the show.
Chris, thank you very much for having me.
You are a superior mind, but I think you have an inferior case tonight. The 25th Amendment, you can talk about the president's perceived, incompetence or incapacity, but where is this going to go in all likelihood?
It's totally not my judgment. That's what the whole legislation is about, is saying we need to have a body there to make these judgments. We don't need politicians running around second guessing people's doctors and physicians and so on. What we need is a process to do this, and it's called for in the Constitution. Well, because I think it's a haphazard way to go, and everybody thinks it's partisan and so on. We're trying to drain it of the partisanship and say, look, this is a bipartisan, bicameral body set up with medical authorities, no politicians who are in office today, but former executive branch people, former cabinet officials, surgeons general, vice presidents, and they'll meet and they'll say, we've got a problem and we need to transfer the powers to the vice president, because what happens if the president becomes medically incapacitated, and that hasn't been done?
Congressman Raskin, I appreciate you taking the time. I got to take a break. I appreciate you as always. Thank you for being on the show.
And thanks for having me, Chris.
All right. We'll see what happens with that. We'll be right back.